Welcome back to the channel. They uploaded another one. Progression for Dragon Age the Veilguard. We gotta see it. Make sure to like button, subscribe. Uh where they starting at? Where they starting
I'm
at?
Hillary Heidi, a producer at BioWare. Let's take a look at game progression in Dragon Age the Veilguard. In this
Oh, they
video,
playing
we'll
Rogue?
cover skill progression, item progression, and companion progression. My goal is to build a rogue assassin who darts around my enemies and strikes them down with poison blades. In order to craft this build, I'll need to invest in the right skills, find and upgrade gear, and ensure my companions complement my strategy. Let's start by looking at skill progression.
Alright, skills.
As you complete missions, find codex entries, explore the world, and kill enemies, you'll level up your class.
Are those Talbashov?
Each new level grants more health
I
and
think that might be
unlocks skill
Talbashov.
points. The Constellation skill tree is where you spend points to unlock new skills.
Saboteur,
Each
the
class
Veil
has a
Ranger.
unique skill tree and can
the
specialize
Duelist.
in a specific form of combat. Specializations unlock at level 20. Rogues can specialize as saboteurs, Veil Rangers, or duelists. I'm going to build toward the duelist specialization, which emphasizes agility and poisoning enemies with necrotic damage.
That shit was fucking clean.
There are 4 types of skills: traits, passives, abilities, and ultimates. Traits are activated by button combos. The Riposte trait launches a powerful counterattack after a successful parry or defend. Passives are skills that are always active. The Death's Blessing passive gives you plus 10% necrotic damage. Abilities are actions you trigger during combat. With the Toxic Dash ability, you dash toward your target to land a deadly blow, dealing necrotic damage. This also applies the Sundered status, but we'll talk more about statuses when we get to companions. And finally, ultimates are high-impact, large attacks that take longer to charge up, but create devastating amounts
shit
of
was fire.
damage. Within the duelist specialization, I have access to a unique ultimate ability called a Murder of Crows. I'll unlock this ability and then switch over to my character screen to equip my new ultimate.
Wait,
You
can you
can
show us
swap out
the
your abilities and
OG
ultimates
ultimate?
anytime you're not in combat. You can also enhance your abilities with enchantments, but we'll get to that in part 2.
You can enchant abilities?
By leveling up, unlocking new skills, and choosing a specialization, you can start
That's
to
actually
design your
fire.
ideal playstyle. But this is only the beginning. In part 2, we'll talk about item progression.
Good kill. But hold on. Hold on. See, I like how mage is kind of not mage, but rogue is kind of, kind of like a dual wield warrior more than like the sneaking around, because I usually play rogue like that. I don't really do the sneaking, the stealth thing. But like, why the hell is the assassination tree not in here? Because the assassination skills are so OP, bro. Like fucking lacerate and shit like that. The wounded skills, bleed. I seen necrotic in there. Where's the bleed skills at, bro? We trying to leak niggas.
Your character, Rook, can equip up to 9 items. Each class has their own main hand, offhand, and alternate weapon. For example, my rogue has a sword, a rapier, and a bow for ranged attacks. You also have a helmet, armor, a belt, an amulet, and 2 rings. You can
Okay, so
acquire
it's the
items
standard
in
Dragon
2
Age setup.
ways. The first is by visiting vendors and faction stores. The
The Shadow
higher you
Dragons.
raise your reputation with each faction, the more items become available for purchase. The second way to acquire items is simply by finding them in the world. For example, while exploring the Necropolis halls, I discover a new main hand weapon, the Enchanted Longblade. Every item has stats and properties, as well as a rarity, ranging from uncommon to rare, to epic, to legendary. This uncommon item has high physical damage and stagger stats, along with a property that deals plus 20% final attack damage, making the final blow and attack chains more powerful. perfect for my melee-focused assassin build. But what if I want to make it even better?
I kind of miss backstab already, though.
Item progression is the
Hopefully it's in the game in
Caretaker's
some
Workshop.
sort.
The Caretaker is a mysterious entity that has set up shop in your home base, the Lighthouse.
I go where I am needed, Dweller. Now, I am here.
Here you can upgrade item stats and enchant your items. The workshop has its own rank, 0 to 10. You can increase this rank by finding Caretaker mementos out in the world, or buying them at shops. The higher the rank, the better your upgrades.
Okay, so
When you
there's a
upgrade
lot
your
of like
item, you'll spend the
side
required
grinding.
resources, and that item will get a stat increase. At the same time, its level will increase by 1 until it matches your current Caretaker's Workshop rank. A higher rank unlocks new enchantments. These can be
So
applied
plus 10
to an
weapons are a
item or
thing.
ability, imbuing it with a unique property. For example, I can enchant my main hand weapon with plus 25% more stagger to quickly set up enemy takedowns. I'll also add an enchantment to one of my abilities, Toxic Dash, to increase its crit damage by 25%. Your companion
Those
items
values
can
are
be
actually kinda
upgraded
crazy.
and enchanted as well. More on that in part 3. But the workshop rank affects more than just the items you bring to the shop. Anytime you find or buy a
The
new
jawline
item,
on this guy.
its level will match the current rank.
That nigga's Giga
So
Chad
if your
meme.
current rank is 1, new items you find will be at level 1. But if your current rank is 5, new items will be at level 5. And if you find or purchase a duplicate of an item you already own, 2 things happen.
Prepare yourselves.
Hold on, Sauron got
The
drip.
level
What
of
the
your
fuck?
existing item will jump up to match the Caretaker's Workshop rank, increasing its stats. The item will also be empowered, unlocking a property and increasing its rarity. Buying a duplicate of my offhand weapon, the Duelist Blade, bumps up the blade's stats, unlocks a property that applies necrosis to enemies I hit with riposte, and changes its rarity from uncommon to rare.
That's actually a
So
clean ass
it's a good
system.
idea to keep leveling up your Caretaker's Workshop, because the higher its rank, the better your items will be. Whether you're upgrading
So he's the
them
loot
at
guy.
workshop
Damn, we
or
gotta be
finding
friends
them
with
out
the
in world.
Caretaker.
Another item type you can find or buy are runes. Each rune provides a passive bonus to your build, as well as an active bonus you can trigger. Up to 3 runes can be slotted into Rook's Lyrium Dagger. I'll slot in this Scorch rune, which allows my otherwise necrotic-focused build to deal out fire damage. But skills, items, and upgrades aren't the only elements of creating your build, because in the Veilguard, you're not fighting alone. In part 3, we'll talk about companion progression.
Bam. Companion progression.
Each companion
Oh.
has their own skill
Go
tree
back.
and unique items. They can be
Harding.
equipped with a main hand weapon.
We
an
don't care about
offhand
fucking
weapon,
Lucanus.
keepsake,
Get his ass out of
armor,
here.
and a trinket.
Show us Bolara.
Some gear, such as this Corvid cloak on Lucanus, can enhance my character's build. In this case, applying bleeding or necrotic damage whenever I detonate an overwhelmed target. And at the Caretaker's
Okay, so there's
Workshop,
bleed
I can
in the game.
upgrade and enchant companion items just like Rook's gear. Let's upgrade Lucanus' Corvid cloak to level 5, greatly increasing its bonus ability damage, and enchant it with +1 maximum stack of necrosis.
Oh yeah, so you can get
Companions
bleed
also
stacks
have
too.
their own
Okay,
skill
so
trees.
bleed is in the
So as they
game some
level up,
sort.
You can spend points
It's
to
probably not
unlock
just a
skills that
specialization
complement
thing.
Your own.
Or he
Some
might be the
abilities can
bleed
serve
guy.
as primers, applying status effects to enemies such as sundered, overwhelmed, or weakened. Other abilities are detonators, combining with primers to create powerful detonations on status-afflicted targets. You can swap out companion abilities anytime you're not in combat, just like Rook. In some cases, you'll want to spec companions with abilities that can fill in for weak spots in your build. For example, if I know I'm going to face a horde of Darkspawn, which are resistant to my Rook's necrotic damage but weak against fire, I'll want to bring along a companion like Davrin, who has powerful fire abilities. I'll also bring Nev, who can detonate targets that I've primed. First, I'll use Davrin's Asan strike ability.
The
to
movement
inflict
of
fire
the
damage
rogue
and
is
knock
so
down his
clean.
darkspawn.
It's definitely like
Next, I'll rush in with
Dragon's
Toxic
Dogma
Ash
1.
to prime a target with the Sundered status. And finally, I'll use Nev's Icebreaker ability on the Sundered enemy to detonate it.
I like how they
In other
slowly
situations,
blow up
such as this battle against the,
the
undead,
detonations.
I want to max out my necrotic damage potential. I can accomplish
They're like a
that by
Skyrim
bringing
boss.
along Lucanus, a fellow rogue.
I guess
whose
is
gear
what
and abilities
Inquisition
increase the
Hell
amount of
Bar looked like
necrotic
too when you
damage I
fought a
can
boss.
deal out.
If you looked at it that way. You usually don't lock
Our
on in
progression
Inquisition.
systems allow you to finely tune your skills, gear, and companions to create the perfect build.
Gotta sit in distance.
That's just fire. That's just actually fire. Dragon Age the Veilguard. Every time they show something, it is looking better and better, bro. I'm ready to play the game. That shit's still 2 months away, nigga. Oh, fuck. It's crazy, bro. We still got to go through Starfield's DLC before we can get to this. But, hey, they show progression a little by little, bit by bit. It looks so good, bro. Progression of the, like, looting is going to scale to the store guy, which is, I mean, that's cool and all. Because, like, if you get a legendary piece of gear early on, and then you find a legendary piece of gear exactly like it deeper into the story, if you haven't leveled yours up already, it's going to be max level when you grab it. That's just going to be fire. That's just crazy work. But, yeah, shit, Dragon Age the Veilguard, they are popping off with the details, bro. It's kind of sad the Game Informer had to go for us to get all this, but, like, hey, RIP Game Informer, bro. But I'm going to end this record. So thank you for watching, like, subscribe, be new. Dragon Age the Veilguard. Let me know what y'all think of the progression deep dive down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.